Show on your smart device. Just say play Fox Sports 97.9 Hartford.
Back on the Rob Dibble Show, Ben Darnell. Best part of the week is when we catch up with the Connecticut college football power poll and who had good weeks and who had bad weeks.
Well, it's a good best part for you, best part for Kurt, best part for our listeners, bad part for people like Post. And oh my goodness, fellas, there is a shakeup all the way up top. Dare I say this week, the VIP room is closed.
Wow, what a Trinity lose, hey.
Let's go to the poll.
Yeah.
Before we get in the club, we got to tell you who's not eligible to hit the poll. Chilling out by the dumpster fire. I don't even think it was on fire last week. I think someone threw out a cigarette on their way to the red carpet, and they didn't know Post was sitting in the dumpster, and then it just caught on fire. Post can't stop a nosebleed, Dibs. Giving up another 50 burger to whoever. I don't even care who they play. It's not worth looking up. 1-6.
Wow.
Sitting in the dumpster. Post. Get it together once in your life. They always say, Dibs, that third win in school history is the hardest to get. Not far from the dumpster, guarding the back alley as lookout,
I love it.
Southern Connecticut State.
Ugh.
Not only are they well outside the line for the club that is the college football Connecticut power poll, they're also banned from Toads. Keith Ridley and them boys did not score a point against New Haven this week.
Guess they weren't charged up.
They were not charged up. They're wondering at Southern, who are we going to beat? They're the Owls. They're also a lot of owls this year in the world of football.
Rice Owls coming to town.
Yeah, we got the Rice Owls. Also guarding the back alley, keeping lookout, Sacred Heart, or as we know them as this year, Sacred Fart. 3-5. 0-4 on the road, cannot get a win away from Connecticut. In line for the club, not as bad as those three. CCSU failed their challenge last week. Now, one game below 500. Blue Devils 3-4 after failing the challenge to beat Dartmouth.
Boo! You stink!
Dartmouth is just taking names, kicking butt all over Connecticut. CCSU, we bought you jerseys. We made you D1 FCS. You were in the playoffs not that long ago. You're the fathers and the mothers of this roster. They don't even want to show up to the ball game anymore.
Oh.
Ashamed.
Well, they're staying out in the tailgate. They got like their TVs on, back of a pickup truck.
Yeah.
But they're not coming inside.
Kicked out of the club from last week.
Wow.
They weren't acting right. They're acting a fool last Saturday. I hate to report, Coast Guard now 3-3.
Oh.
Challenge!
Oh.
Coast Guard at Norwich. Now that's Vermont, Norwich. A lot of these dual cities here in the land of D3.
Where ROT started. It's where my son graduated.
Oh, really? Norwich, huh?
They are tough cookies.
0-6 on the year, Tibbs.
Yep. They're focused on the military, Ben.
If you don't beat this sorry excuse for an academy, an academy football program, Dibs, program, then you do not deserve to be in the club. But if you do, we'll let you back in, Coast Guard. Time for the poll! Damn it! Back in the club. First time in 2024, number 6 Connecticut college football team in our land. Yale Bulldogs! Ow, 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 ow. They answered the bell. The challenge was set. All you had to do was beat Lehigh, and that they did. 38-23. 4 takeaways for Coach Reno and them boys. Daquan Gonzalez. I don't know if he's going to be a doctor when he leaves Yale, but he was making a house call against Lehigh.
Nice.
Pick 6. Big table turned on that game. If this defense keeps it up, they could be climbing the charts. Saturday. Turn on the lights. Night game at Penn. Oh.
Friday night.
It's a Friday night?
Yeah, Friday at 7.
Friday night. What? What are we doing?
Hey,
That's high school time.
might have an exam next week. Remember we talked about this years ago?
Yes,
They
you're right.
have these ridiculous Friday night games, even November 1st. Friday night versus Columbia.
Friday night. Get it all over yourself if you're in the area. Penn's got the lights on. Bulldogs came to eat. Number 5, UConn. The Huskies stay on the pull despite a loss. They're 4-3, still winning record. They lost to Wake Forest and them refs. 23-20, your final. Nick Evers may have found a passing game. That's one silver lining. But there are no silver linings in the loss. Coach Moore
No,
will
and
remind
they
you.
only 25 carries, 40 yards. They may have lost or forgotten their running game.
Listen, the defense still is underrated. Still is underestimated. I said Wake Forest going to show up to the ball game with 24 on the board. They only gave them up 23. I like this defense. I still believe in this team. And you guys are right. We got time to get back in the VIP champagne room. But a loss to Middlebury, not a great time on campus for the first time in a long time for those bad news Bantams.
And you know, listen, Middlebury, come on, get some fans. 1,256 showed up.
Might have been a sold-out crowd, actually. I don't know the seating capacity.
What do they got? 2 bleachers?
It's
Like
syrup
post?
season. Everybody's out there looking at the leaves getting syrup.
Syrup.
Vermont has syrup season. You guys know that. Number 3, Wesleyan, a team that beat Middlebury 43-7 at the beginning of the year. But this week, they're back to their old tricks. That's right, Kurt. You didn't even have to ask. They did have another Molly Hatchet flirting with disaster time. Oh, down 7-3 at halftime. And James McHugh of Wesleyan looks around and says, boys, we got them right where we want them. Oh, James McHugh, 56-yard house call later. I don't know if he's going to be a doctor, but he was making house calls all day. 2 touchdowns off of 13 carries, 77 yards. They beat them Polar Bears up a doing 17-14. Wesleyan stays hot at 5-1 and surpasses their rivals Trinity to be number 3 in the Connecticut College Football Power Poll. Amherst on Saturday, Wesleyan. I wouldn't be flirting with disaster around Amherst, especially this coming Saturday. A lot of witchy things happen up there. Very witchy.
And it was beautiful up in Maine, by the way, at Bedoin. The polar bear getting his eyes pecked out by that angry cardinal.
What a
By the
sight.
way, if you look at the Wesleyan Cardinal, it's kind of got that smirk on its face. Like, I'm a pretty bad bird.
Right.
I'm an angry bird, but I'm a smart bird, too.
A kind of bird that will let you get up 7-3 at halftime.
That's
and then
right.
peck your eyes out, even
Yep.
if you're a polar bear.
Score 14 in the second half. Pack.
Number 2, WestCon.
Nice.
Oh, Western Connecticut
Colonials.
State. Man, the Colonials got it going on. Whooped. Bridgewater State 49-7. Quarterback John the Killer Giller, 220 in the air, 4 touchdowns in the air. 53 on the ground, 1 touchdown on the ground. The Killer, 5 touchdowns with an Al Bundy-esque performance for WestCon. 5-1. They just run up numbers, man. They don't care if they're in the lead by 35. They got their offense on the field. Your defense's job is try to stop it. They don't take it easy on anybody. Even though they got the killer out, they played 3 quarterbacks just because they didn't really need to try in the second half. At Worcester State. No, wait. Home against Worcester State. 4 o'clock on Saturday kickoff there for WestCon. Keep it rolling, Colonials. Love this program. They're on their way up. Not quite VIP yet, but they're making their way to the champagne room of the Power Pole Club. Number 1, New Haven! Whoa!
Are you kidding me?
Also 5-1. And after their 21-0 beatdown of their rival, the Elm City Trophy is securely where it belongs in their trophy case. And them boys can party all they want at Toads because they own the town of New Haven after last week. 8 sacks on our man Keith Ridley.
Oh,
It would have been a long day for Keith on Saturday.
Lot
our
of
boy's
scrambling.
sore.
A lot of scrambling, man.
He did manage not to throw a pick, though. Like, his touchdown to interception ratio is great, man, for our boy Keith. But it wasn't enough. He couldn't put a point on the board. In fact, no one's put a point on the board on this defense in the entire month. They have not been scored on since September.
Wow.
Damn.
It's a 2-headed running back combo over there in New Haven. You got Ais and you got Laney. They combined for 179 and 2 scores in that 21-0 win. Now, New Haven, you're at Assumption on Saturday. Don't go to Assumption assuming you're going to win.
By the way, Elijah Gray, 46 yards on 17 carries. He got banged up. Ridley actually ran the ball 12 times for 22 yards. So
still in the ice bath.
They were stuffing them big time.
They're still in the ice bath. They've been in the ice bath since Sunday, and they still are sore. But you know what, New Haven, they win and they got their game plan against Assumption. There's only one thing they're doing today, tomorrow, and Friday. They're getting all. Charge down!
Stop.
New Haven's number 1, WestCon's number 2, Wesleyan number 3, Trinity down to number 4, UConn at 5, Yale at 6. That's where we're at right now in the 2024 Connecticut College Football Power Poll. Trinity,
right.
man, Trinity. Can't believe it.
That's fantastic for New Haven to jump in there.
Chargers, look at that.
Chargers with their blue field.
Yeah, didn't even do it on the blue field. They go back to the blue field in a couple of weeks here.
Damn. All right, we'll do Dibbles and Bits next, and then top of the hour, UConn pop quiz. Ben will tell you all about that one to give some tickets away, but we'll be right back on your afternoon drive on Fox Sports Radio.
Now.